After winning La Liga, Carlo Ancelotti became the first manager ever to win the league title in all of Europe's top 5 leagues. And if he wins the Champions League, he's going to become the first to win it 4 times, surpassing Liverpool's Bob Paisley and Real Madrid's Zinedine Zidane. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about why Carlo Ancelotti is underrated. So make sure to stay with us to the end of the video, and then maybe subscribe to our channel and ring that notification bell to keep updated with all our videos. Los Merengues are in the midst of a rebuild, and while they're far more financially sound than their rivals Barcelona, they still lack that perfection, you know? They simply don't have a lot of money. There's a lot of stadium renovations to consider, as well as the purchase of PSG star Kylian Mbappe, who will produce additional revenue not only via his talent, but also through his marketing potential. As a result, the team is made up of aging stars and rising stars, with very little in between. According to the Football Observatory, their net transfer spending over the last decade has been lower than that of teams like Leeds, Crystal Palace, and Aston Villa. Real has only paid money for one player in the last 2 summers, Eduardo Camavinga, who arrived for Rennes for 28 million euros. Given the team's shortcomings, Real president Florentino Perez had few options when it came to finding a replacement for Zinedine Zidane in 2021. As the club continued to rebuild, he wanted a pragmatic person who could make the best of what was already there. Ancelotti was brought in for a second stint. The 62-year-old is a master at working with what he has and prioritizing the individual's quality over everything else. But that wasn't always the case. He grew up learning the technique of superb playing strategy from legendary Arrigo Sacchi. He valued the system so much that he notably refused to include Roberto Baggio or Gianfranco Zola in his team because they just didn't fit the system. His time at Juventus, where he trained France superstar Zinedine Zidane, as well as his subsequent experience, taught him to adapt, and he subsequently evolved into a pragmatist who prioritizes the players. Loyalty to the player entails placing them in the greatest possible circumstances to express themselves and what they're really capable of. Take, for example, forwards Vinicius Jr. and Karim Benzema. Benzema was caught on camera accusing Vinicius Jr. of playing against us, quote-unquote, in last season's Champions League match against Borussia Mönchengladbach, according to teammate Ferland Mendy, not to throw the ball to the kid. Many observers observed the Brazilian's incapacity to make the best decisions under duress. Only a few weeks later, in December of 2020, the Spanish newspaper Marca asked its specialists to explain why Real was underperforming, particularly in attack. There's a shortage of goal scorers who can make a game-changing difference. Cristiano Ronaldo's departure was more significant than many expected, Felipe Del Campo, a journalist, remarked. But 13 months after this piece was written, ESPN informed us in January of 2022 that Real pair Karim Benzema and Vinicius Jr. have outscored the entire Barca squad thus far, having shared 36 goals between themselves as compared to the 35 goals recorded by the Catalans. Perhaps Ancelotti simply hugged them more and made them feel better? I don't know. Ancelotti is known for downplaying how much he advises his players. Still, clear data was collected and reviewed to assist Vinicius Jr. in making better decisions and forming a better combination with Benzema. Fabio Cannavaro, the winner of the Ballon d'Or in the World Cup, once stated how important Ancelotti was to his own development. I recall learning zonal marketing from Ancelotti the most, the former Real, Juventus, and Inter Milan defender stated. I was used merely following the man, but with him, I learned how to move and stand properly. When Benzema missed his first penalty in Real at January of 2022, Ancelotti took the brunt of the criticism and said that it was all his fault, not his strikers. Allowing people to shine is one thing, but Ancelotti is also a phenomenal game reader. In a game, he never stops working, modifying, and pressing tactical alterations that cause opponents to make mistakes, while also placing his players in a better position to exploit. No coach in history has won the Champions League 3 times with 2 different clubs. Ancelotti is one of just 7 men who have won the trophy as both a player and a coach. He was successful as a player due to his exceptional strategic abilities. Ancelotti was a member of the famed Milan team led by Arrigo Sacchi, who taught great individual players the concept of football. So, Ancelotti was on the field during a revolution when the operating system of the contemporary game against the ball was being programmed. Ball-oriented zonal marking, which is still used today. A quality coach must have this kind of experience. Any coach who hasn't played at the greatest level is going to be missing out on something that Ancelotti has. As a result, he has a deep understanding of the game, the players too, and the professional football environment. He's not a dogmatic coach. He thinks from a defensive standpoint with all of his clubs. However, as a player, you have more freedom. Ancelotti excels at handling extreme personalities. He's extremely self-sufficient. He exudes charm, humor, and still a casual demeanor. He's able to maintain his distance, too. He would frequently eat tortellini in a restaurant with his family for an hour and a half after the last whistle. As a child, Ancelotti was used to helping out on the farm as the son of farmers in Reggiolo, northern Italy. He exemplifies what football can achieve. You might work your way up from the bottom and flourish on a great stage. So, that being said, he doesn't take himself too seriously, though. It's worth noting. Those who are asking how one might be that successful in 5 nations while speaking 5 languages should be aware that footballers accomplish a lot of things non-verbally. And in every language, Ancelotti has mastered at least 50 key words required for this game. Football is an international sport. Real, PSG, Chelsea, Bayern Munich, and Milan all have similar styles, and Ancelotti is the best candidate for taking over such teams quietly. Real lost the second leg of their Champions League quarterfinal against Chelsea. They were pushed deeper and deeper, but they adjusted to maintain an attacking threat by increasing intensity in midfield. But putting on Rodrigo, the plan was to move Luka Modric closer to attack and give him more chances to find a killing pass. A goal was quickly accomplished. Ancelotti's changes and replacements, as well as a huge slice of luck, were crucial against another pragmatic strategist in Thomas Tuchel. In an interview with L'Équipe, France's left-back Lucas Digne said that Ancelotti is quote-unquote the best strategist. He examines his opponents really well, he reads games very well, and he tries to adapt to the players at his disposal in every game. With a snap of his fingers, he can change his system. It'd be negligent not to mention how essential Antonio Pintos' return as Real's fitness coach is. How else might a group of aging celebrities be able to maintain that peak performance? Pintos ensures optimum physical conditioning, while Ancelotti looks after their mental health. He adores Karim Benzema's joyful, universal skill, Luka Modric's game intellect, and Toni Kroos's passing perfection. On the other hand, Benzema gaffes no longer piques his curiosity. And he has no desire to teach Kroos how to defend. As Real's coach, he is well aware that a disaster like the 4-0 loss to Barcelona might just occur. Simply put, genius isn't available in every game. Ancelotti is well aware of that too, as are the players. Because he is one of them, they support each other. After defeats, he maintains his composure and stands in front of his team. Ancelotti's achievement is that the team and coach function as one unit. Real Madrid's 3-1 triumphs over PSG and Chelsea demonstrated that they're capable of winning not only the league, but also the Champions League. Make no mistake, Real are deserving of their La Liga title and a place in the Champions League finals, not just because, of chance, but also because of ingenious ideas, meticulous attention to detail, and the capacity to turn good people into great competitors. And with that, we've come to an end. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Make sure to give us a thumbs up on this video and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content. Until next time, ciao, or should I say, adios.